Yeah, let's see. What did Love do in my league? Oh, he got 323.
Jesus Christ.
That's so funny.
It's like my whole team doesn't even score that much.
And then Charbonnet got 56 points.
How? Did he like get a run? Like, didn't he have like 40 yards?
Dude, the look on your face, dude, it's like classic. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy Black Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed the earlier kind of clips I did, and this past week I was kind of doing some Black Friday sales for Pokemon stuff. So I hope you guys all took advantage of that. I know Jason bought a bunch of Squirtle singles because he loves Squirtle. Oh, Coffin's our guy. Coffin's the Coffin. Dude, dude, were you doing that Coffin impersonation back like when Pokemon first came out?
That was like back, what was that? I don't know, like late 90s. Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s. Coffin. He's like the most worthless Pokemon too. It's like he didn't like do anything.
he just coughs. I feel like they made that Pokemon strictly because they didn't want kids to smoke.
Yeah.
We were like 17 when Pokemon first came out.
Because should have put a cigarette in his mouth then. Been like, look.
Didn't they?
He was just like wasn't he just like a floating? He looked like a floating. What are those, water mines or water explosives?
Yeah. With the little spikes coming out and stuff.
Yeah, and then he had the skull and crossbones on him.
Is that what he had?
It's like a floating Mr. Yuck symbol.
Oh, let's take a look.
Remember that stuff, Mr. Yuck?
Oh my gosh! Yes.
They should bring those back. I feel like that we've hit that level of like stupidity again. That we should just put Mr. Yuck stickers on everything.
I mean, it definitely worked for me. Those Mr. Yuck stickers, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's like you see that shit and you're just like, don't eat it.
Nope, not gonna do it.
Plain and simple. That would say like I'm saving you like tons of hospital bills on Tide Pods right now. Just slap a Mr. Yuck sticker on them bitches. The funny thing is it's not like kids that are getting into them. It's like grown ass, like almost adults.
I know. I'm trying to find a coughing, like random. What's the most expensive coughing? Oh, here we go. PSA 5. Here you go, Jason. Hold on.
This is gonna be like $2. You can own this gem mint coughing.
It's not even, dude. Look at this. PSA 5 coughing top sun blue.
Holy shit.
Look at that Japanese promo error. Here's another one. Team Rock. Reverse hollow coughing. Gem mint 10.
There's the regular one. He's just like coughing.
Yeah, look at it. Look, he looks so suspect, man. Cool. That's your random market report for the day. What's up, Bruce? Michael.
So if you're hunting for that elusive coughing.
Yeah. The elusive coughing, that's for sure.
We got you.
So you went to the Apple Cup yesterday. My Cougs lost by a field goal. Still proud of him. Gotta give a shout out to my Cougs. That was a tough loss, but hey, it is what it is. You went to the game though. You said it was cold.
Well, I didn't. So like, I went to the Boise State game at the beginning of the year, and like the seats were in the sun the whole time. So I was like, oh man, no problem. Like we're gonna be in the sun the whole day, even if it's only like 40 degrees out. I'll still be in the sun. Yeah, no, like the sun never hit our seats. I was freezing my ass off the whole time. It wasn't too bad though.
And dude, it's getting freaking cold, man. Like we were out. I had some family in town, or my in-laws had family in town, so we were hanging out with them. We saw so we saw the Trolls movie.
Yeah.
9 out of 10. It hit every nostalgia like hit for me because I had NSYNC in it and stuff. Dude, the animation and the story was like really good. I think the animation was like awesome actually, and the comedy was like pretty funny, honestly. But yeah, dude, I loved it. I'm really glad. It was kind of a quick hit anyway. What's up, Comics Embrace? Good morning, man. yeah, it was a good time. I definitely recommend watching it if you have like kids or something like that, or just girlfriend or wife. But yeah, it was a good time, all that good stuff. Did you get any good? Did you get any good Black Friday or like Black Friday weekend stuff at all?
No, I didn't even do any shopping.
Really?
Well, it was like, was it
time?
I was
Yeah,
here or I ate dinner with my folks Thanksgiving, and then I went and watched the atrocity that was the Seahawks game. And,
oh my gosh, yeah.
And then I just kind of like made sure to hydrate and just kind of like took it easy Friday and kind of chilled around. Oh, after my tattoo appointment, because I had
tattoo. Yeah, tell the chat what you finished up.
My Swamp Thing, John Constantine on my I had to like have he had to it wasn't that, I mean, I was there for like an hour and a half. It was like super quick, but
painful.
I was like, he's like, so do you want to put flesh tone into Constantine? I was like, yes. I'm like, do you not see that? I was like, my pasty ass, like his freaking like face blends into the smoke. And I'm like, they're the same color. I was like, yeah. I was like, you gotta give me some flesh tone in his face and hands.
Comics Embraced, man, that's just like one tattoo he's got on his leg. It's like John Constantine and Swamp Thing, right? Together, kind of hanging out, kicking it.
Yeah, it's Constantine taking a drag off his cigarette with Swamp Thing, like with his hands on his shoulders, kind of standing behind him.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude.
But I go back on December 22nd, which is where we like the day we start our winter break for work. So I was like, he's like, I got that day open, like fully open if you want it. And I was like, all right, so we're going to do all the background and everything now. So
nice.
Vines and flowers and stuff kind of flowing and blooming everywhere behind the 3 like big pieces that I have right now.
Gotcha. Badass, dude. I did some Black Friday shopping, and I don't know if you all saw, but yeah, I got Modern Warfare. Pretty badass. Just gonna say, I started playing it this morning. I haven't had time to really dig into it, but yeah, I'm gonna do some more shorts and been doing some of these streams I talked about last show, but streams on Spider-Man. I beat the game, dude. There's so many great. What's up, Trev? Thanks for coming through, man. There's so many great Easter eggs in this game. Like I know, like Jason, you don't have a PS5, and it's all good, whatever. But you guys were able to watch, like, so this is the final boss scene, and dude, I wish that this studio wrote the MCU, because they took stuff from like the comic book and kind of did like, they stayed pretty true to like the characters and whatnot. But then they did kind of like original content as well that actually flowed really well with the story. This game is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. So far I get my ass kicked in Modern Warfare, but hopefully that'll change with just everything else. Sorry, a little glare there, guys. Apologies. But
sunny and cold.
Sunny sucks. It's like the worst weather over here when it's like because it's like dry. You know what I mean? But man, yeah, Spider-Man 2 was awesome. There's definitely a lot of null appearances, like kind of like watch the videos on my YouTube, because I know Jason's up on all of them. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily make me want to buy more Venom 3, but it definitely makes me feel like, okay, someone's recognizing that this is an awesome character. You might be able to find it for a discount, all that, but yeah. And then I did some Pokemon like grabs and all that, all that for stuff. Gonna do some stocking stuffers for my nieces and nephews and all that. But yeah, there were some pretty good like deals, I think, for Black Friday, but they've been going on for such a long time that I feel if you had some time perusing through like Best Buy or Walmart, Target, the big ones, you probably did pretty good this year. Anyway,
because they'll have the Black Friday sale, but like all these places are like the lead up to Black Friday sale, the 2 weeks prior to. It's like, dude, this thing's been on sale for like the whole month of November.
Yeah, it caught up, like it just like I was just I go to Best Buy like every week or whatever, right? Just for fun, and Yeah, it just randomly showed up. It was just the most random thing ever.
Well, I think like, and also I've noticed that Black Friday, as far as like mall shopping, has like died off a lot. It's like they hit up, there's like 4 or 5 major retailers that everybody plans their Black Friday shopping around now. And it's always like Walmart, Target, Fred Meyer out here. And Best like Buy. A couple of stores like that, like Best Buy, like some specialty stores. But as far as like getting in and out of the mall is not too bad. It's more closer to Christmas. I thought it'd be worse too for all that new stuff they put up down there.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, dude.
Living quarters.
Yeah.
Black Friday's dead.
My wife went like at 6:30 a.m. in the morning on Friday, and she's like, "There's no one. There's like nobody there."
Yeah, my buddy's girlfriend was getting up at like 3. Like her friend had some plan, like the whole day planned out. They were going out at 3. I was like, "Have fun with that." And I just poured myself another whiskey. I'm just like, I'm gonna continue to watch this game and hang out.
It's crazy because they had us open the shop an hour early. So it's like, yo, we got the Black Friday sale. Guys, we need you to be here at 10. Open it up an hour early. Don't be late. And then it's just the staff like just waiting, standing there for somebody.
Do they feed you? They feed you guys on Black Friday?
No, they feed us pain and tears. Yeah, you know, it's so crazy because as soon as 11 o'clock hit, a wave of customers come in. Yeah. And then like I made a face to my coworker, like, bro, like everyone came at 11.
Like the normal time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I did my Black Friday shopping, like really was just like we went, like I pre-ordered everything. So
like I did it
pre-order, man, you know, save time, right? But the most annoying thing was trying to find parking when I picked my stuff up at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But Best Buy was actually pretty packed when I went there.
We used to have a Best Buy that was open for 24 hours. I think I mentioned this on the show.
That's kind of badass, man.
It was open. Like you could go and buy a TV at fucking 5 a.m.
That's so weird, dude.
And I remember I bought one of the Pokemon games that just came out at like 3 a.m. because I had like missed the window, like the midnight release or some shit because I fell asleep. Yeah.
Midnight releases are the best, dude. Before I get into the list real quick, just some stuff I've been reading, catching up. Fedora's frozen. Children of the Vault.
They were even open during the snowstorm.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's like the post office. It's like USPS. Like, you know.
Yes. Like
Seinfeld.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Like there was always somebody working there. Anyways, Children of the Vault. What are we?
I liked the series in the beginning, and then it just got confusing at the end. And then there's no real like, I guess like it ends with like kind of a continuation into this new event going on, like the fall of the X-Men.
No idea what anything X-Men. Somebody asked me about like a customer's like, "Hey, X-Men," and I'm like, dude, like. I don't know.
I mean, there's some good X-Men stuff out there, but like this kind of fell flat for me. I was a little disappointed because these guys are pretty tight in the beginning.
I know Trey was bigging them up. Children of the Vault.
Yeah, I mean his timing was pretty good, like spot on, because like, you know, literally months after he said to pick up that X-Men, I forgot the number, but like his miniseries came out. But yeah, it was
we got the first appearance. We got the first appearance graded 9/8 sketch cover.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. It's a tight. I mean, their characters are pretty cool. Jason, did you read it?
Children of the Vault.
Like, have you read any Children of the Vault?
No, I haven't read a lot of X-Men recently. The books I read today were I started that Immortal Thor, I think.
Is that still good? I only read like the first one.
That's what I just finished the first book. I'm like, it's not bad, so far, but I really wish that they didn't treat Thor books like a Shakespearean book, because they're all like worded funky like Shakespeare.
The world would.
He's like, I smite thee and blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, it's like Thor don't talk like that. Like in half of the stuff, like you don't have to do it.
Yeah. No. I picked up the first one. I didn't mind it. It was like a nice relaxing read. But yeah,
it was a thick book for the first
thick,
one.
The first one.
Yeah, those are some big boys.
And if you guys have been like thinking about getting Batman, this is a nice book to start this new run that's coming up.
I think I bought that.
It was good, man. I'm gonna read it again because there was a lot going on. It was super dark.
Who's writing it? Chip Zdarsky?
Yeah, Zdarsky's still doing it. But yeah, man, recommendations.
I hope they never take them off.
I read. Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, that's like the marquee like label, right? So, yeah, just some recommendations for you guys, and then we'll get into our list right now. 1 second here. All right, let's do this. But before we do that, let's do our little introduction. And just want to thank the 10 live we got on a Sunday morning. I know you guys.
Oh, we got 10 people.
Damn, we got 10 people in the chat. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I know it's Sunday, and you guys are all watching some NFL football and all that good stuff. So I really appreciate you guys supporting us, going through the list. We're at 400 and I think 48 subscribers, almost to that 500 mark. So let your guys' friends know, subscribe, like, watch our past content too. Some of the stuff I always like watch kind of in the background or like on my off time to see like, were we right? Were we like off? And yeah, it's like yes and no. But yeah, there's some good data out there on our past shows. So yeah, just keep supporting us. We're trying to get to that 3,000 inevitable hours watched, and also trying to get that 500 subs so we can get super chats going. And yeah, appreciate everyone coming through today. So I think the bottom is in for now with books, because I've been looking at a bunch of just like books that oh, Michael, yeah. Hell yeah, dude. I appreciate that, man. Thanks again for your support too, man. Good due to the show and the Discord for sure. I think the bottom's in. I mean, Jason, you've been buying stuff on Whatnot, I think a lot more than I have. And you've seen like pretty consistent prices of stuff. I want to ask you this because you're on Whatnot quite a bit. I was just curious, but like, so the people that have like huge followings, right? Like, are they getting really good stuff? Like, are they getting good prices for like key books or just everything because they have a following?
So I mean, I've really like slimmed down my Whatnot stuff to basically, I think it's like one guy. And like his girlfriend has a show.
Good for you, Jason. Good for you.
But it's like, but he's like, he mainly deals in like silver, bronze, gold, that type of stuff. And it's like, I trust him because I've gotten good stuff from him before.
Yeah.
But I've noticed like in terms of like some of the big names and stuff like that, that'll be on there or whatever. A lot. I mean, it's just like, it's weird stuff that I'm just like, I don't know why anybody would buy that, but they're like exclusives for them or something like that. Like those weird foil covers with the Superman logo on it or the Batman logo. And I'm like, it's like that. What's attractive about that cover to somebody? It's just a weird kind of thing. So it's just like, sometimes you'll get good stuff, but it doesn't really, it's kind of hit and miss and it depends on how many people are in the lobby. Because some books get shot up way overpriced for keys and stuff like that, just because there's a ton of people bidding on it. And maybe there's some people who are following that don't quite know
the price of books, or just not they're not educated.
Yeah, like I'm no like professor at it or anything like that either.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes,
I've been burned big time by stuff.
Yeah, we all have, right? I mean, we all have. Which you guys will see in these ratio books too. And the reason I asked that question is because, like, a lot of the data I get is just off eBay now. But I remember for a time, like, Whatnot, especially like in its height, was don't go on Whatnot and buy stuff. Go on Whatnot and sell stuff. And for like a good 3 to 4 month window, that was like the key thing, right? And then it started kind of shift a little bit. And now, like, I mean, I'm not on Whatnot, period. I just go on eBay if I'm trying to buy stuff. But like, I was on an auction yesterday, and I was like, I never done this before in the past, and it was so stupid. But like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna bid 90, and if I don't hit 90, or if someone goes over that, I'm not gonna bid anymore. And so I wonder if that mentality is with people, or they're just still stuck on the whole like auction kind of like excitement to like quote unquote win a book as opposed to like buying it. Which Whatnot is really good at, right? And that's just a fact. Anyway, but yeah, I was looking at some prices for these books, and some of them are like, okay, this makes sense that no one wants this book anymore, but a lot of these books have kept kind of their price point. So I hope you guys take take the data that I found on these books and use it if you're looking for these books. A lot of these are they're all ratio books. I didn't do like any like limited to 500. These are all ratio, and it was kind of fun to kind of go back and look at like books that, oh, I didn't know about this book being, you know, a ratio, or it's still at that price point, or like, oh man, it's come down quite a bit. All that good stuff. So some of these books didn't come down at all, which tells you that, you know, there's still collectors in the game and all that good stuff. So let's get into it. First book, X23, the 1 in 75 Jurdevic variant. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I cannot find any like recent sales on this book.
What the hell is a 1 in 75? That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. So it's just like a run of several books that were 1 in 75 that I think were X-Men Marvel books, quote unquote. What's up, JT? Appreciate you, dog. So yeah, dude. There's this X23 variant. There's, I believe, the Uncanny X-Force variant, and I think there's a Wolverine. Pretty sure, but there was a bunch of Jurdevics that were done at this time that were done across a bunch of Marvel like X titles, basically. And I know a lot of people like that X23 1 in 50 done by Delato, I believe. I like this cover better, just because it has the slew of characters on it. But yeah, like I said, I can't find any sufficient information on this book. If anyone in the chat has seen a recent sale or knows of one the past like 3 months, like please let us know. There's a 9.8 asking for 3 gram plus, which I think is just ridiculous, but you know, is what it is. You know, I think it's one of these books that's it's rare. And then another thing is like it's a 1 in 75. It's from an era of when comics weren't really getting bought as much. And okay, there we go. Sold a raw on November 18th. So that's good data. I didn't see that. Thank you, man. Fedora, you've never seen this book. Jason, have you heard or seen this book before?
It's weird. Like I feel like I've seen it before, but at the same time, I don't think I have. Like it's a cover like that where I'm just like, I feel like I've seen it somewhere before, but at the same time, like I'm pretty sure that I have.
Who's ordering not 75 of a book?
I don't know. Like I thought it was a funny ratio.
That's like a specific number.
Yeah. There's not a lot of 1 in 75 books, right? It's either 1 in 50 or 1 in 100, but 75 is like a weird ratio, right? So that might actually add into the
uniqueness.
Yeah, of this book also, because like Fedora, how's it work? So like if you order 100, do you only get the 1 in 100? Do you get all
for art, like I guess like if you order 10, you get 1. So for like every 10 you order, you get 1. And for every 25 you order, you get 1.
So you get the 1 in 25, the 1 in 50, and the 1 in 75 if you order 100? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I guess if you're ordering 100, or you know, this probably pushes retailers to like, man, I might as well get all ratios, so I'll just buy 100 books, or you know.
Yeah, so you'll get like, from what I understand, but you'll get if you order 100, you'll get the however many 1 in 25s equal to 100, so you'll get 4 1 in 25s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Trev with some of the info. Yeah, 2010. So that era when people weren't really buying books as much.
That was me.
That was me. I was out of comic books, man. I was I don't know what I was doing.
I was buying the trade paperbacks.
That's cool.
I wasn't really I would go into Midtown Comics and get the trades and like the whatever collections they had.
Yeah.
I wasn't really into like the floppies.
Oh, sorry, Mike. I didn't see your question. So appreciate the chat coming through there. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you guys think this is like worth the value? Like, I mean, 258 raw November 18th and November 5th at 2,300. You guys never heard this book before though, so I guess it's kind of hard to ask you guys. So,
I mean, it's almost worth it to spend the money on 100 copies to get like all the variants just to make your money back off of that one.
Seriously, man. And the X-23, I mean, she's a popular character. I mean, I'm not even going to MCU spec on her. I think she just has a really great following, and we talked about her so many times, man. She's one of my favorite characters from back in the day, so for sure. Not as exciting, but I put this on the list because of Adam Hughes. A-Force first series, first appearance of what's her name? Oh my gosh, chat. Fedora Pickles.
I want to say binary, but I know it's not binary.
It's not binary. It's like she's like shows up in the last Thor movie.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about because I've got like a variant cover of that.
No, not
Angela.
Wasn't
in the Thor. Angela wasn't in the Thor. The internet would have exploded.
A-Force 1 first.
I've got that stupid book laying around here somewhere.
Which Thor movie was this? I've never seen a Thor movie.
At the end of the last one with Christian Bale, she like shows up at the end.
I didn't see
it's not the binary, but it's like
it's a name like that.
Yeah,
it has to do with like space.
Singularity. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So this book, I mean, after the Thor movie, I feel like the Thor movie was like the last, like, oh shit, I gotta get a book because characters showed up. I remember the Singularity was selling like 75 raw for the cover that she shows up on. Man, that was a bad spec book in my honest opinion.
I think 99% of fucking spec books are bad now.
Spec is like NFTs, man. Like 99% is like bad. That 1% though, you're good to go. Anyway, but yeah, Raws or a sale for 98 went for 158. Raws are asking for 50 to 75. I'd probably pay 20, honestly, because
I'd pay 15, 10, $5.
I think this only thing that what this has going for it is this Adam Hughes variant, and it's 1 in 50. I don't know. I would say it's garbage. It's just not for me. Jason, what do you think, man?
I have this book, not this cover though. I have a different cover.
Sell it.
Why did you pick it up? Just out of curiosity.
The book? Oh, I got it for pretty cheap, and then had it graded around the time of the Thor movie, or maybe a little bit before that.
Yeah. What a disappointment that movie was, man. It's like, I don't know, sad movie, sad times, man. Back then, that was like the downfall of MCU. Anyway, okay, cool. Moving on to the next one. And I don't have a huge list today, guys. This is gonna be a pretty quick show, I hope, or not. I hope, but it may be a pretty quick show. Dakin 4 or Dakin, I don't know if I was saying that correctly. Dakin 4, 1 in 50. Oh my god, get out of here! How do I get this thing out? Okay, anyway.
What?
Oh, it's just it's spam. We're getting spammed. That's cool.
That's how you know we made it big.
No, you made it big when you start getting trolled. Like that's my ultimate like if we get trolled, I'll feel so good about myself.
Dude, I've been trolling you for what, 20 years plus?
Yeah, but that your trolling is it's not good. It's not good trolling. It's like being trolled by a 2-year-old, you know? It's like, oh, it's so cute. Oh, he's trolling me.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
Jason's gonna kill it. Jason's like, I'll be right back.
And you're like, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. Why is he taking? Yeah, you're like, thump, 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 thump.
Yeah, like Simpsons style. Yeah, this Dakin 4, 1 in 50. Oh, all right. What do you guys think of Wolverine like children? Like, are you cool with? Are you like? Is it tight or like? What do you guys think?
I mean, they're like clones of him, right?
So I've read that Laura McKinley, or whatever her name is, X-23. She was a daughter, and then thought to be a clone, and then like later down the road, she's actually, oh yeah, she is the daughter. But Gabby is like a clone of X-23. Daken is actually like the son of Wolverine.
Like legit, like he's legit the son of Wolverine.
Yeah, I just feel like they don't really they don't follow up with these like children of main characters. Like okay, I'll take an example. Like LeBron's kid, man. Like there's so much media, there's so much just concentration on him as like a prodigy or whatever you want to call it. Jason Iron from Seattle, obviously, and I mean Ken Griffey Jr. was the kid, and I think part of that was because of his dad. I mean, comic books, like the reason you make these like new characters, I believe, is just to, and especially like children, is like, okay, the popularity of like the dad or mom, obviously will if we create a good child character, it will resonate with like the younger generation and like move on, right? I don't know, JT. That's a good question. I haven't read the latest X-23. I just read the old school NYX 1 through 5. That's all I've read. But I mean, what do you guys think? Like, do you guys think there's like some headway with this character? Like, have you guys read about him?
With X-23?
No, Daken.
Oh, like I know, what was it? He was in the last Wolverine movie, right? Like the one where they wasn't that the one guy?
I don't know. I mean, but like, have you read about him in the comics?
Yeah, but I haven't seen like a ton of it.
Yeah. It's just weird because like they give him a solo title, like do this 1 in 50, and then there's no really pick me up, you know? Yeah, I was like, I don't really care about him specifically, but I like X-23 better than him.
Well, because I think with Wolverine's, like when it comes to kids, it's like, okay, well, what powers, if any, is he like passing on really other than his healing abilities? Because he had to have the adamantium surgically installed on him. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, it's not like he can pass that on. So it's like, what makes the character interesting at that point other than they can heal?
Yeah. And like they hate dad, you know, it's that whole like, you know, thing. I mean, what do you think, Fedora?
I mean, I don't really have do I have I just don't really see Wolverine with a kid. So that's always been like weird to me. He doesn't really seem like a guy that would want
he plants his seed all over the place, evidently.
Wolverine seems like he would be a dad or a girl dad.
I don't know.
I can see him as a girl dad. Yeah.
It just seems uncharacteristic to me that he would like want to have kids. And then on top of that, which is like, if you can make a good story out of it, I mean, I don't mind it. But if you could, I mean, the part of the writer's job is to make it a characteristic of whatever they're writing. But I also feel like, you know, for me, I always forget that he has children when I'm reading it.
Yeah, it's like not really like a. Yeah, it's like I don't personally really care about him having kids. I've never really resonated with Daken personally, but I liked X-23's background story. So that's kind of I guess my take about it. Kind of back to the data about this book. I think the cover is really good. I don't know if it's Jurdevic, chat, if you guys know who the cover artist is, but this kind of goes in the same realm as the 2010 X-23 book we just talked about. I didn't have enough data because I don't see a lot of sales for this book, but there is a raw asking for 200 for this book. It is a 1 in 50, so I guess that's a lot to be asking for. It's probably one of those, I'm not selling unless I get like 150 or 125. But if you are looking for this, yeah, unfortunately I couldn't find enough like sales data, but there is one online asking for 200. So yeah, we'll on to the next one. So going way off of Marvel or DC, I found this cover. I don't know if Dinesh acquired Valiant at this time, but Dinesh is in the Discord. So if you guys aren't joining the Discord, we got some good peeps in the Discord. That's just pretty cool. And so Divinity #1, 1 in 40 from 2016. I think it's a beautiful cover. I don't know what Divinity is personally, but I've seen. I feel like this particular ratio cover. It's a weird 1 in 40, right? That's a weird like. You gotta have 40 copies, not 50. You need 40 to get this book. I don't know if there are a lot of people or stores getting a Valiant Divinity #1 for this.
I don't think many stores are even ordering 20 copies of Valiant in 2016.
So I gotta assume that the print run on this book, or there's not that many out there. There's a healthy market for this book. It's just not like in the 3 figures, but I saw some consistent raw sales in the past 2 weeks, 94, $80, and $74. Jason, have you ever heard of this book before?
No, I'm actually just because of the cover, I'm like looking up info on it right now just to kind of see what it's about. Yeah. It seems interesting. It's like about apparently it's about a Russian cosmonaut who returns to Earth with godlike powers, is what it says.
Yeah. I mean, it's Valiant, so I know Valiant was pretty hot when Bloodshot came out with a movie, which I think is actually a pretty great movie. I think the cover is amazing. I didn't have enough time to look up who drew this cover, but I wanted to add it to the list today just because I thought it'd be cool to put. We always do a lot of Marvel books, so just to do some indies and something that's kind of, I won't say obscure, but like I don't know anyone really talking about Divinity #1, 1/40. So I feel like this is very like niche market. Like you're either looking for random variants or you're following an artist, or maybe you like Divinity as the, what was it, Jason? The Russian whatever.
Russian cosmonaut who returns to Earth with godlike powers.
Right. Or maybe you're specking on this to become a movie one day. I think that Valiant story is kind of dead DOA for in my opinion. But 1 in 40. If you're looking for this book or haven't heard of it, this is how much it's going for. And there was some healthy bids on these books too. So 98, I would assume go for like 250, 300 at those price points. Okay. Next book. This is probably my favorite choice, or one that I put on the list today. ASM 688, the 1 in 50 by J. Scott Campbell. I feel like out of all the books we're talking about today, this one had kind of like, it didn't have a first appearance, I believe, right? Is there a first appearance in this book? Do you guys know?
I do not know.
I don't know either. Let me look it up real quick.
Unless it's
Fedora. Do you know, Fedora?
I don't read Spider-Man, so I don't really know.
Okay. I'll look it up for you. Were you gonna say, Jason? Sorry.
Disclaimer. I don't read Spider-Man.
That's all good. Okay, I don't know. I just think it was a great book to have because Dan Slott was writing this run, and Dan Slott is one of my probably favorite Spider-Man writers. He's doing the current Spider-Man run, I believe, but this is one of those books that was, I don't remember seeing a lot of sales during the pandemic, probably because I wasn't looking for it. But this book, what is it? What did I say? 588 raw.
Damn.
On November 15th. Super rare book. I think just because, again, not a lot of people are ordering 50 copies of this book specifically. A 9.2, dude. This is when you can tell like a modern book's like very sought after. $692 for a 9.2.
Jesus.
So you got to imagine, like, what's a 9.8 go for? What do you think?
A 9.8?
Yeah,
probably
like $3 grand, 2,500.
Oh, you think we go
$8 grand?
Huh?
Yeah. I think because if it's a 9.2 going for $692 in today's prices, I kind of think a 9.8 is going for like $3 grand, right?
It's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just wondering what you guys think.
Well,
I would say it'd be between 1,500 to 2,000. I think, in my opinion.
Let me see. I'm curious.
Because it's not a first appearance. It's not anything
it's just
other than the sheer rarity of it.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those covers, like those are, for you FOC nerds out there, like that's just this is what you wish, there's a Mexican mole reissue, so that tells you it's worth a lot of money.
Whoa, 900. What the hell is that?
Yeah,
That was 90 or 900?
900.
Wow.
So I don't know,
For
chat.
like a near
Dude, 692 for, and that was 20 bits. This isn't a byte now. That's 695 for 9.2. That's the data I found.
Maybe that's as high as you can find right now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This guy's crazy. He wants 8,500. This is the Lamole, wants 13.99.
Seriously?
Yeah. A 9.8, so 3,500. They're asking. I think it's just one of those covers. I mean, J. Scott Campbell, right? 1 in 50. Yeah, man. 2K at least. Like, I think that's healthy, man. This is what. Yeah, for those prices, right? So good luck, man. Happy hunting.
Anything above 2K is like, what are you even doing at this point?
I mean, you really like J. Scott Campbell and Spider-Man, it's a cool cover, man. I think it's cool that it's a later print run. It's later in the run of Amazing Spider-Man. I gotta assume it's during that 2010 kind of era, just based on the issue number. But yeah, man, this is my favorite book on the list that I put out. In my opinion, what do you guys think of this book?
I mean, I like the art, but I mean, I'm not really a Spider-Man guy, so I can't give like an informative opinion because I don't really care for Spider-Man too much. I like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's cool. Jason, what do you think about this book, man?
I like that. I really dig that cover just because I think Lizard's on my top 3 like Spider-Man villains that I enjoy. Mysterio's always been my favorite though. He's like my number 1. I don't know why, but like,
did you say you like Mysterio? Because if you watch Ferdbird the Nerd's live streams of Spider-Man, there's a lot of Mysterio in his live streams.
I don't care for that guy.
Shameless plug.
His video gaming makes me scream at the TV.
Such a dick. I think the Lizard too skinny, but still a cool cover. Yeah, that's actually a good point, man. I like how he's hunched over in the comic book. I think that's what does it for me. But yeah, I didn't think of that. His feet are kind of weird in the cover. It's funny because J. Scott Campbell is very well known because of his he draws females really well, right? But this is like a J. Scott Campbell non-female cover, and it doesn't look like a chick. I mean, he did a pretty good job on this cover too. So, real quick before I go to the next slide, I want to thank all 14 live here. I'll do a giveaway at the end. Yeah, I'll just do a giveaway at the end.
I liked the Art Adams Galactus cover. I think people are sleeping on that.
Which one's that one?
I think it was a Fantastic Four book that just came out recently. And like Art Adams did a Galactus cover that I really like. Speaking of artists that draw females really well, I like it.
There's the Ultimates one from back in the day, but
there's a recent one.
It just came out. Huh?
Yeah.
I can't find it.
It's by Arthur Adams Galactus. No.
Oh,
it was really.
This one?
You gonna? Yeah.
That one?
Oh, that's 50
okay,
beans now. Okay, movement on that. Okay.
Yeah, he's asking 125 for or $50 for it. There's another one for 40.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about this one. The Ultimates one.
No.
Yeah, I think that other one's pretty cool.
That one's cool too, but it's really rare to see Art Adams do covers that aren't women. So
yeah,
I think he did really well with that one.
Yeah. I mean, Art Adams, he did 2 Spider-Mans. He did like Mary Jane and Black Widow. I had the Strange Academy one with Magic on the cover. I'm pretty sure Jason does too. But yeah, good stuff, man. Okay, back to the list. I only have like a couple more books here. So going back kind of the independent circuit, Hell to Pay number 1 in 100. This series, Jason, have you read Hell to Pay? Because I think you would love it.
I have not. I think I have. I might have one of the books somewhere. I'm not sure though.
Cool.
I feel like we were somewhere and you were like, "Oh, you should check this out," and I got it, but I got lost in the shuffle when I started boxing stuff up.
Yeah.
I feel like that got optioned a long time ago.
It got optioned like upon announcement. This was seen on a few FOC buy 15, sell it for 5 lists, but it didn't really get a lot of movement when it got the option news. However, I didn't really give a shit about the option news. It's a 1 through 6 miniseries, I want to say. Basically, there's demons, there's like Illuminati type stuff in it. Really, really cool book to read. Pretty easy in 9.8 for like the covers. I don't know if this is a hardcover, the 1 in 100, but it's got healthy sales, but random prices here. 174, 154, and 944 respectively. The most recent sale was for 174 though, and it was a buy now. I don't know if that was the actual price for it, but yeah, $174 is pretty rich for like my take, but it is a 1 in 100 versus like a 1 in 50 or a 1 in 25. And that's kind of what you have going for it. I don't know how, like I said, I don't know if this is like cardstock or like what kind of paper it is on the cover, but probably pretty tough in 9.8 because of the black cover in general. I think the cover's cool though. What do you guys think of the cover?
For an all black ratio, I think I feel like that's always like a good thing to look out for, because it'll probably be hard to get like a 9.8. So I think that's a good play.
JT got a question for you, Fedora. Do you guys sell shop? Do you guys sell? You can see it. I can't read today. I apologize.
Wait, what?
Do shops sell for above ratio, like a 1 in 25 for $30? I know my LCS does, but what about Midtown?
The disclaimer: I do not flip or sell books. With that being said, yeah, we do. It really depends on like the hype of the book and like I don't know how much I'm able to disclose, but essentially,
I mean say yes. Essentially a yes, right?
Yeah. It just depends on the book. Like if there's a lot of hype surrounding it, obviously, like they're gonna want to make that return.
Sure.
So they'll bump, but it won't be like unreasonably like overpriced unless the hype on the book is like ridiculously crazy. Because I knew during the pandemic, the ratios were really up. But I think between them giving you like rewards program money, like because if you spend $100 you get $10 off a purchase, and that's essentially 2 free books.
Yeah.
So I think most people don't really have a problem with it because they take care of their customers in return. So I'll just say they do. Depends on
and I think if you are like on FOC or like if you're pre-ordering stuff and you want that 1 in 50, like my store, like I'll ask them like, hey, you guys didn't get a copy of the 1 in 50, and then they'll say 3 things. They'll say 1, oh, someone already asked for it. We had the 1 in 25. Or 2, they'll say, if you want the 1 in 50, you gotta pay for like 50 books. If you really
they said that.
Just because they're like, well, we can order for you, but we're not gonna get 50 books, so you'd have to order 50 books. Yeah, and it's like if you really want it, then I guess like you just sell them, at like cost and whatever. But like, or they're like, yeah, we have it, but we're pricing it for like $50. They're not pricing it for cover, So I don't know if that's anyone else's like experience, but that's definitely like mine.
No, we usually get all the ratios. We usually get we never have a problem getting ratios, But sometimes, like, if a book isn't selling well, like, there's only going to be, like, one in 50, and then, you know, the jackals come to fight for it. And they lined up. Yeah, bro, they're lined up at 6 a.m. in front of the shop just to get that 1 in 50, that 1 in 100. They got, like, beach chairs and shit. It's crazy. It's literally
like
crazy.
Sneakers. Just like sneakers for a nightgown.
Yeah, like, people live and
cool.
breathe for that.
David Mack, 1 in 250 coming out for Duke #1. That's kind of cool. Wonder how that'll do.
I wonder if they should let you bargain with them, like how you were saying. They're like, oh, you have to buy 50 books. They'll be like, tell you what, how about I make up the difference of what you were going to order up to 50, and then you give me the book. Like, say they were going to get 20 copies. They'll be like, I'll buy 30 copies if you'll give me 50.
I think you can. I just never really dug into that because, like, it sounded like they were like, we don't really want to do that.
Hold on, yo, you bring Pickles in there so you can do that. So you can bring in the
bring Pickles in there. Yeah,
you're like, let me bargain for you here.
I'm Pickles Nichols. I don't know if you know me on YouTube, but
they just look at you like, what?
You're like, I'm a paying customer. God damn it, that's my shop. People go early, buy up all the ratios, so we never see them. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I guess Comics Embrace does that. I don't really pre-order like 1 in 50s anyway, just because I don't. I don't know, but
1 in 50s are like flim flams to me. Like, it really depends on the book. Like, no offense to anybody here that likes 1 in 50s or 1 in whatevers, but in my opinion, those are like sucker books, because a lot of the ratios that I've seen never hold in value. I would say like less than 10% of them like really hold long-term value. So for me, even buying a ratio at a reasonable price, I'm still gonna lose, you know, the like what I paid.
Yeah. And I think it's like, again, like that's probably why I don't do it very often, is because like if I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like I can make $100 because this is underpriced for $50 at a 1 in 50, you know, then the chances of that are very slim in my opinion. Like, the only times I've ever thought about asking for it is one where it's like, I just have to have that book, but I have a price point, right? And it's just like for my PC or just like my short-term PC, where if you want to call it that. Jason, do you ever have that inclination of like, oh, I want to get that 1 in 50 because I saw it on like a show, and you want to pre-order it or get it before it comes out?
Not anything like that. Like, I've seen like a pre-order for a book that was just like an artist's new version of it, like an homage, but it was just because I really dug the cover. That was about it.
The only time I've got like a ratio, like pre-order or like a 1 in 1,000 type of deal.
That's ridiculous.
Is when my favorite artist was drawing first appearance, and I thought the cover was like, that should be like on a poster, like on a lithograph. That's the only time I've ever done it before. And I didn't pay that much. I paid like $100 for one copy.
That Sakura Spider 1 in 100 was really neat.
That was cool.
I don't know if anybody.
Yeah. Moving on. Thanks again, everyone. We're almost an hour in. We're almost done with the show today, so I appreciate it. We'll do a giveaway at the end. I do have the wheel kind of up. I've been kind of doing it so far. I know. I always talk about these books, but I'm just really obsessed with these characters. So sue me, Jason. Okay.
All right.
Ages of Atlas. Do that. Ages of Atlas #2. This is the only book I have on the list too. So, the 1 in 25. That was the biggest ratio. First appearance of our boy Swordmaster. He's on the front. This isn't his first cover appearance, but this is his first appearance in the book. He's right on the front. This is done by Mr. Shit. What's his name? Really nice guy. I can't remember. It's behind me somewhere. Anyway.
Lynn? It's the Lynn variant.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much. I really am all in on these books, man. Like, it's like one of those things. Like, I don't care. Like, it's like collecting these books and finding for a good price is still fun to me. So, but yeah, dude, I totally am all in. The high and a 9.8. I missed out on, went for $212 and a 9.8. Very good copy. So this book, all these Agents of Atlas books had the poster of Infinity War on the back. So very hard and high grade. And you know, I'm cool with that. Like, I'm kind of over the whole option, like news or like characters coming out. Like, I just really enjoyed the characters in this book. What Jason?
I was gonna say I want to see something because there's like new stuff or characters that they touched on before that I would like to see them re-up with that I haven't heard news on, like Luke Cage or even like the Defenders. Like, I'd like to see some kind of movement with that because I actually really like Luke Cage as a character, and so
the show was really good too.
Yeah,
the show was amazing.
To answer E2 Comic Collectors, so the Swordmaster actually was a Chinese digital comic. So their first appearance is a Swordmaster digital. I was trying to find the actual first appearance because I had a buddy that used to work for the company that developed the Agents of Atlas for the video game. But yeah, it's a digital comic in Mandarin. He's a Chinese origin. We've said on the show a couple times that Swordmaster's probably gonna come back soon. What's up, Renee? Good morning. So just be on the lookout for him. I just dug the story of all these characters, mostly of Swordmaster, Wave, who's the first Filipina character. Amadeus Cho. I just think these guys have a lot of potential. The next book over here, the Zercher 1 in 50 for Agents of Atlas, with a ton of first appearances. I would say, like, yes, it's going to be a while until these guys come into fruition, but the actual comic book, like stories of a majority of these characters, is still really fun for me to read. Like, who's it? Like Swordmaster is my favorite comic book that hasn't come out in a while. I would say the integrations with Shang-Chi are pretty cool. Amadeus Cho's kind of been on the sideline for a bit. Wave needs to get her own solo story, in my opinion, because there's a lot of Filipino, fans out there that would embrace that character for sure. I mean, she'd automatically have 400 million fans. I think it's just time. I think they need to get rid of some older books and just start, going into the Asian markets, in my opinion, just money wise. But Lynn will be Iron Fist for the rest of Hollis. I don't know what that means. No. Oh, his.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I think he's right about that. I could say with 100%, 1,000% certainty that he's going to be Iron Fist indefinitely. So I mean,
yeah. Here's this: if he's not Iron Fist, or if he doesn't show up again next year, Jason's off the show.
Okay.
I just got Jason's participation in the show. Right. That's how.
Jason, you can trust me. Trust me.
I really hope he doesn't come back so I can kick Jason off the show.
I'm putting you on my back, Jason. I'm 1,000% sure.
Cody, yeah, for sure. I thought Arrow was a pretty good read too. There's a lot of second prints in that were under order too, so you can get them for pretty cheap. But the art's really beautiful, in my opinion. So check it out. All right, next on the list, these two are going to round it out. I put these on because I think one's an example of FOMO, whatnot, or just like the community just kind of like putting a lot of emphasis on an artist and a cover. I saw this go up to almost $1,000 during the pandemic. It's a beautiful cover, man.
Wait, really?
1 in 25. Yeah.
They just be paying for anything.
Oh my god, it was pretty crazy. But unfortunately, man, I mean, like, I think with Killmonger I think the assumption back then was that Killmonger, it was right when Chadwick Boseman passed away. And I think there was an assumption that Killmonger was going to take over the mantle, right? And come back and all that stuff. So I think it also had that going for it.
That would have been cool.
It would have been pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But if you are like a fan of this book, you could have got this for $200 and 9.8 slabbed this past October. as low as 182. I
That
ain't
book
touched
is
this
not
book.
even worth.
I never
180.
liked it. I never liked it for like $100, let alone 1,000. It's pretty intriguing. I think this was like a short, it was a mini series, right? So there's not that many.
That Tosin effect.
The Tosin effect, man. Jason, did you ever want that Killmonger book?
No, I mean, it's a cool looking cover, but
Yeah.
it's not anything that I would want to spend a ton of money on.
Mm-hmm. I think the back of it's all black as well.
Oh,
and so
even harder.
Yeah. So another like kind of like that'd be tough. I picked up some in dollar bins. Holy cow, nice, dude. Fedora, have you ever seen this in like 1 in 25 is not a huge ratio? So I was shocked it went to like 1K, but I mean, our stores ordering like 20 like back then. I don't know if you even knew, but like Killmonger like type titles and like
What year is that? No,
I don't know.
Nah, I can tell you right now, no one cared about Killmonger prior to like the movie, and even when the movie came out, it wasn't even like people were running out like specifically asking for Killmonger books. So I wouldn't imagine that there were many of these out there.
Yeah. And then to the right, like I feel like I think a lot of people. Doc Joe, thanks for coming through. Ghost Spider, man. I think a lot of people like this. I remember when this book was kind of talked about before pre-pandemic. It was on a couple shows. CBSI had it on, or no, sorry, Tales from the Flip, old school Tales from the Flip Side. Was talking about this. Shout out to Aaron Yee. He had a copy of this in 9.8, and this was like going for like $500 to $600 back then. I was like, man, that's a really beautiful cover.
Did that hold? I can't see because the words is tiny.
Oh, sorry. It's at 1,100 in 9.8 a week ago.
Good job, Yeezy Yee.
But check this out, man. It was 1,800. Like I want to say end of 2022. So it's gone down quite a bit. But like I said, like there wasn't really there's no real spec in this book. It's just one of those like slab it, put on your wall, that kind of thing. I feel like this is a modern Ghost that everyone's always going to remember. Like, oh yeah, back in the late 2010s, this was the book to kind of get. It could quote unquote define like a decade for or a later like half of like the decade for ratios and modern grails, quote unquote. I won't say like a modern grail. I definitely feel like this will steadily climb, in my opinion, if comic books still continue their, I won't say rise, but their value. Jason, what do you think about this book, man?
I don't know if I would pay as much as it's going for a 9.8. Like personally, I might look for like a 9.4 or 9.6 that maybe hasn't been pressed, that might have some stuff that you can get out for under 1,000. And see and maybe roll the dice that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a book that I have on one of my lists as far as like just to let me know if one comes up for sale or whatever, just because the rarity of it. And like you said, it's like a pretty much modern Ghost. Like people don't sell these that often.
Yeah. Fedora, man, do you like this book?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think the art is like, I don't know. I don't think this book is worth, like, I don't think it's that crazy. Like the art, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen better art on a Spider-Gwen book on like cover A's and cover B's than this one. There was that recent one where she had like the ballerina shoes on. Like I thought that one was pretty sick, but I don't know. Like 18, like you buy it and you just to say you have it. I never really feel like that's like well, you buy anything just to say you have it, right? It's comics, but. But I mean, like,
I'm like, yeah, that's what you do.
There's nothing significant that warrants. Is there first appearance in there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
I don't know. Yeah, no, I mean, that's like the flip side of like the whole thing, right? And Jason even himself said like, I don't think it's worth 1,000 to him, in 9.8. The only thing this does for me personally is like, I look at this book and I remember like deep diving and listening to podcasts about, comic books. And this kind of resonates that, like, I wouldn't say nostalgia, but like more so memory this is like my second kind of like leg into comic books, and this is kind of what it represents. But yeah, $1,000 is pretty pricey to me. I think though that the fact that she has like what does this for me is she has the AirPods or the headphones, like the old school, like non-wireless ones. And so you can kind of tell that when this book was done,
dated.
It's dated, right? Yeah. So that's kind of another thing I think is pretty cool about it. And man, it's fucking sexy, man. I'll be honest, man. Like it's a pretty sexy cover. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of a different kind of art, but it's in the rain, and so it kind of resonates with me as far as art's concerned with like the NYX3 cover when she's in the rain. Obviously, a different kind of like view, but it's kind of like Spider-Gwen. She's like in the rain, New York City, like walking around with her AirPods on.
Well, that's the thing too. If given the opportunity between this or that X23 or what is it, the number 3 or whatever it is?
Yeah.
I would probably go for that book.
Which one? This one?
What's the XYZ?
XYZ. Like your pants?
Yeah.
You mean NYX?
Yes, that.
Oh, I was so confused too. Oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah, the doohickey XYZ cover,
That one. End of the alphabet.
Jason's gonna fucking drive over here and slap me in the back of the head.
Yeah, my brain just like stopped functioning for a second. Like I was like, the cover was in my head and I was staring at the letters and it was just like, I was like spitting out nonsense.
XYZ. That was awesome.
It's like, did you just recite pi?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a 3.14.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that Middleton book, man, is so good. And get signed by Joe Quesada would be pretty cool. I just got it.
To answer the question, I think I don't know, like when like I know there was like a lot of like articles on Bleeding Cool that were like, whoa, they sold this, they sold that, and I never really. I take those with a grain of salt because there's a lot of times where I remember people were saying, oh, King Spawn sold a gajillion copies, and it was like we still had like King Spawn #1s stockpiled in like in the back issue bins, and the reason why retailers were ordering so much was to get that like 1 in 500 signed by McFarlane or whatever they were doing there with that. So I don't really know if that's accurate, because that could just mean retailers ordered 200,000 copies and not like. And
I think usually that's what it means. I mean, and like when I read those headlines, I think it's like that, like, but they clickbait, right? They you know what I'm saying?
Because people don't read articles, so like I feel like people who don't know any better take that as like, oh, like like 200,000 people ran out to the comic book shop and bought this, and while I liked Transformers a lot, I didn't really feel like I had to tell people like, yo, it's good, you should buy it, and if I feel like if I'm telling people they should read something more than like several times, telling customers, then and they're not telling me, oh, I read this, then that's kind of like a sign that it may be a little bit of hype. But what I will say is that Transformers is organically, like, a lot of people are talking about it organically, so it's kind of like a snowball effect. And I will say no one is talking about G.I. Joe, except for, like, no offense to anybody in the chat, but like the older generation of fans of comic book readers, I would say between the ages of 40 and up, they're like super into it. But I don't really see much younger people picking up G.I. Joe comics, so that's something to keep in mind. But Transformers seems to be having, like, people are buying it because they know of Daniel Warren Johnson's previous work, or they've like they kind of heard it may or may not be good. It wasn't anything like Spider-Boy when he first came out, and then people were going crazy, going to the shops to get it and like doing the signing and shit like that. Like that was pretty intense. But long story short, I would say Transformers is the real deal, and G.I. Joe is like to be determined if you're trying to like.
Is this the new G.I. Joe book you're talking about?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I haven't read it yet, but I like the cover. It's like old school.
Yeah, they did a bunch of variants. They did it's like G.I. Joe 301, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Cool, good. That's actually really good feedback, man. Us old folks, you know, we like our G.I. Joe. But yeah, you're probably around the Transformers stuff because like my niece, she loves Transformers, but no one asked about G.I. Joe. Anyway. So yeah, let's do the giveaway, and then we'll send you guys off for the weekend again. Thanks everyone for watching today.
I'm waiting by the train station to get on.
Oh shit!
Pretty soon we're gonna be doing the show, and you're gonna be like walking in the snow.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh no, you have to walk in the snow. You have to walk.
We haven't had snow, and like we didn't get any snow last year. And we haven't had any snow this year. Usually we used to get snow in October and sometimes around this time in November. And last year we did not have any snow at all. It was great. I was delivering mail. It was fantastic. I didn't have no momos in my way. It was great. But I'll do a snow special. I'll do a snow day special. A snow day special.
Sounds like a Christmas special, like Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Christmas Eve falls on Sunday this year.
yeah, do it. You go to like Times Square and you know, go. I'm in Times Square. Just kidding.
I'm in Times Square here, and then I'll just like live stream the Christmas caroling and stuff. Yeah. Also, if you want to see me inside the Pokemon show that we do once or twice a month. I'll be inside for that one. I'll be at home that one. So it's gonna be, There's two personas here. There's Mr. Way Outside.
There's so many. I can't even keep up with all of them. Well, cool, man. I just put everyone like who's chatting in the chat for the giveaway. It's just gonna be 4 comic books. Doc Joe, my fault. I thought I had you in there. My bad. Doc Joe, anyone else want to be in the giveaway that is not in there? I'll give you guys 10 seconds. Again, thanks everyone. 11 strong. Trying to get to that 500 subscriber mark. So I appreciate everyone's support. If you guys would subscribe, all that good stuff, let your homies know. We're almost there to 500. I'm trying to do some shorts. Evidently, Modern Warfare is like the new hotness right now. So you may see me on a live stream. I don't know if you guys even like those live stream. Mine is Jason. I don't know if you guys even like those live stream video game deals, but some people do. So anyway,
can you see in the chat when I talk shit to you while you're playing?
Yes, I can. Yeah. You jerk.
Press the triangle button. Triangle.
Wade was giving me like instructions on what to do, and it actually helped a lot. So I appreciate everyone's support. All right, here we go with the giveaway. Oh,
JT
Comics. JT. I think I have your mail. Or I think I have your address, but hit me up anyway on Instagram. I'll send you some 4 books, some good stuff to read, and like some spec. We'll see what I can grab up for you. But yeah, thanks again everyone for coming through today.
Yo, there was no books today that I felt like there was no books this week that I was like no releases that I was like, man, like this is gonna
it was it's kind of a I was more concentrated on like Black Friday like deals with like video games and stuff. So
I was reading a lot this week, a lot of the releases, but usually I'm on the nose when I say like read something, but I didn't really feel like anything was like I read The Deviant. I thought that was good. But I feel like with The Deviant is like the market that they're trying to like hit with that book doesn't read comics, because I could see a lot of like those horror like alternative girls that like crime scene investigations and like serial killer docuseries and things like that. I could see them being really into that, but do they really read comics? No. So I think The Deviant is a really good book if you just want to read it. I think James Tynion, whatever he wants to be called, I think he did a really good job. And then there's another that Andy Samberg book, the dude who wrote SNL, The Holy Roller. It's about a superhero with a bowling ball, and he just cracks people's heads open. I thought that was okay, but outside of that, like, I mean, I forgot to tell y'all, some dude bought like 25 copies of Ghost Rider, not Ghost Rider, of Hulk #6, and I'm like, bro, like,
yeah, you said that on the Discord. Yeah, I read that.
Yo, bro, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, that dude was wilding. Why would you spec on that character? That's wild to me. I guess if you want to burn money, you want to get in the burning money business, but I think if you're trying to buy 25 copies of anything in that run, the first appearance of that little girl Charlie, that should be the character that you.
What book?
The Hulk, the new Hulk series.
The new Hulk series. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she seems like she might get powers, or she's gonna be important in some way, shape, or form. You're gonna I don't even.
All right, man. We got we got some people that gotta roll. Yeah, man. All right, you guys. Appreciate you all. Have a great weekend. Good luck on your football teams. Our Seahawks suck, and we'll see you next week.